Hi, my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm at the UK Games Expo 2019, and today I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Adam Carlson from Chip Theory Games. Thank you for joining us.
And we're looking at Cloudspire. Now this is just a prototype. This was on Kickstarter last year, I think, is that right?
Yep.
And they've brought a demo here to show us. So I'd just like to show you, essentially it's like a tower defense. It's kind of a one person versus the other base at the end here. You can play this co-op or solo, but we sort of get it set up for the PvP mode. So you can see one player has this base and they're going to start with units here, and the other player is at the other side there, they're starting their units, and the units are going to gradually move across the map, advancing, attempting to defeat the opponent's tower. You can see each tower has a certain kind of health here, so they might have 10 health, for example, and the other dial here is for what they call source, which is kind of like the money, it's the currency of the game. You're spending this to get new units on the map in order to advance and take down the opponent's base. There's a few interesting things about this. So the game comes in like 4 waves. So in the first wave you get a certain number of command points. If you look at the top of these units here, you can see the yellow number is how many command points this unit costs. So you're spending your source acquiring these units to start with. You get a few command points at the start, but you get more as the game goes on, and you can stack them like this. So if you put them underneath each other, effectively when this guy dies, then the guy underneath appears and starts to do his thing. So just to go through the stats very briefly, they've got a certain amount of health, which, like all chip theory games, are represented by the poker chips underneath. You've got 3 health chips here for the health of this unit. You've got attack of 2, this is how far he can move, that's how much it costs. And if you kill one of the units, then you get this as a reward. So if one of these guys kill one of the opposing units over here, you can see this first one, you're going to get a reward of 2 source. Again, that's the income for killing the units. So the more units you manage to kill, the more money effectively you have to spend to get new units onto the map and do more damage, etc. So you can stack them up like this. If you stack them up, they're kind of hidden, so you can't see what's underneath, or you can choose to separate them. So that's an interesting decision. When they move across the map, they can only move along the path. So this is quite important, you've got to follow the path. And movement is automated to a certain extent, so the minions, the kind of basic guys, on your turn, they will just move their movement towards, they'll follow the path towards the base. One thing you can do though, before you kind of get to the minions, is you can actually buy things in what's called the market phase. So you can actually add extra tiles here to the map and somehow transform the map. You can see we've already got some tiles on here, and you can actually change the various paths. So putting this here might block off one path or reveal another path. You have to kind of leave a complete path to the other person's base. There's a certain amount of options there for terraforming effectively the map, which is quite interesting. You can also spend your source on these extra tiles here at the start, which might give special abilities to your units or help you in other ways. So yeah, Adam, I wonder, could you give us an overview of how a turn would work in terms of the minions moving?
You see the onslaught phase?
Yes.
Very good, okay. So after the prep phase, we've established that the heirs want to set up their minions like so. Now, to start the onslaught phase, we're going to move all of the minions from top to bottom forward. All minions that are grouped with the minion underneath the top are not revealed. We don't know who they are yet, or at least the opponent won't. We're going to move the entire group. They're separated by the health. That's how we knew that they were 2 groups. If you look at this, you know that there's 2 groups. So 1, 2, 1, and I can't move again, so it stops. Then we check to see if there's any opposing spires in range.
So sorry, just to go over this, the spires help you in terms of, they're like fixed units. You can build the towers, and they will shoot at the units as they get close. Is that right?
Yep. Okay. Very good. And now, the heirs also have a hero in play. So the heroes can also move, and these white chips are what we call landmarks. So we can reveal a landmark, and they're an opportunity to earn a reward. In this case, to defeat this minion, you can earn 6 more source, which will help you.
As you go around, there's a sort of exploration element. You can see there's various landmarks here, and you're actually using your heroes to explore these landmarks And as Adam says, you're getting potential rewards. You might encounter somebody like this, but for defeating them, you see you actually get 6 sauce for this one, or you might get relics. Is that what they're called, these relics over here?
So the relics are a reward from the landmark minion. There are some minions that grant the relic as a reward. You draw the card. Each relic is very, very different from each other. Some of them are single use. Some will last an entire wave, some for the rest of the game. But you can see, for example, here, this is a way to beef up your minions, or one specific minion, but this relic goes to a specific faction that earns or that just defeated the minion. So in this case, you can add to your relic pool. All right?
Okay, great. Sorry. Going back to the hero movement then?
So now I've finished my movement. The Spire was unable to reach my hero or minions, but now I'm going to attack. So I'm going to take a look at Darb's attack of 1, and then the Source Peddler attacks back for 2. And Darb will lose 2 health, and Darb has 1 left. If Darb loses this, then Darb goes away for the game. So after doing that, I'm going to be running Darb back home to heal her up again. So maybe that wasn't a smart play, but I wanted to demonstrate it. All right?
Okay.
And now the heirs are done with their onslaught turn. We're going to move over to the Narora. The Narora have 2 stronger units. The single ungrouped units, but they have a lot more source. There's a lot more CP. All right, so I'm going to move 3. Now here I have options. 1, 2, 3. I could even start here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's a lot of movement manipulation that can happen when moving your minions. So in this case, I want him to be in front. The bishop moves 2. 1, 2. We check for opposing spires. This one has a range of 2. They can't reach yet. The Aurora has no heroes. Then we're back to the heirs. The heirs, Darb is going to move back out of the way. The Joust will move 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Still not in range of their spire. I'm not going to attack. Now we're back to the Aurora. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now there's a spire. The spire has just the drift in range because it has a range of 2. So the spire will attack the drift first. The attack is rolled by a single die for each attack chip it has underneath, which is just the 1. The odds of hitting are basically 1 to 1. There's a 2 and there's a blank. The bone means a miss. So we're going to hit the 2. So the incorporeal loses 2. And now the incorporeal unit drift will hit the spire for 1, and the spire will lose the bottom upgrade. Now the spire only has 1 range for its next turn. It's very close to going away. But the Aurora are done. We're back over to heirs. The Joust will move. Now I'm going to choose to attack with this Joust. The Aurora spire is not in range yet. So it's 3, okay. So the Joust will attack incorporeal. Because it defeats this unit, there is no lashback. Now back here, the Joust must attack the Source Peddler. So that's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. 1, 2, and hit back for 1, 2. So now I've already almost lost the Joust, down to 1 health. And we're going to switch back over to the Bishop. So the Bishop moves 2. It has 3 range. So it looks like I could have attacked that spire with the Bishop from back here. But I didn't. So the Bishop will now attack the Joust back here. I'm sorry. Spire's fire. We're going to roll for 2. 1, 2. Bishop will attack the Joust. That removes the last health chip. And therefore the Joust goes away. And now the new Harrier is revealed. And the Harrier is there. Now, because it didn't attack this Joust, there's no retaliate. And we're just going back and forth, going through the motions. We flip back to the heirs. These guys cannot improve their move by going this way, so they stay put. They're going to attack the Bishop. The Bishop is gone. There's no retaliate. And attack for 1, and the source peddler hits back for 2. So the joust is gone. But guess what? Now Darb can attack the source peddler for the last 1. And because Darb defeated a unit, Darb gets a promotion. That blue dot means Darb can upgrade. So Darb is going to add an attack chip to that unit, so now it has 2 attack. And then I'm going to send Darb home.
Okay.
So we've taken care of that. Now the New Aura go, but they have no minions and no heroes. So they pass their turn. The Joust will go 1-2. Spires fire, but Joust has Quick Strike, which is a talent that allows them to hit first. No big deal because it was a range. Now the Spire fires 2 attack dice, 1-2 on the Joust, 1-2. All right. Now, since they already attacked the Spire, they don't get to attack it again. No Aura go, they're going to pass. Ears are up, 1-2. The Spire's not in range, there's no Spire here. So pass, go back, 1-2. Now the Joust will hit for 2. We're going to reduce this chip here. So it was a 6. We'll bring it down to a 4. And the Fortress has a lashback to retaliate. So the Fortress will hit it for 1. Now Aurora, then back to Airs, attack for 1, retaliate. Aurora, back to Airs, attack for 1, retaliate, and it's gone. So onslaught phase is over.
Okay, great. So hopefully you get the idea here. That was 1 wave, and the game is made up of 4 waves. Now Adam's played through that very quickly, but essentially all the minions from one player move, then any spires get to shoot from the opposing team, and then all the minions can attack. Now minions will always attack. You also have these heroes though, you have more control over the heroes. So you can decide maybe you want to move them backwards, whereas the minions will always keep advancing towards the opponent's base. You can decide whether or not to attack with the heroes, but the minions will always attack. So you do all the movement, spires then attack with one side, and then the other side gets to move all their minions, opposite spires attack, and then the minions on that side attack. So there's this kind of back and forth, but essentially you just keep going for the wave until everything dies. And hopefully in the process you're going to be doing some damage to the opponent's base. So once everything's died, you kind of reset, you go on to wave 2, you get more command points to buy more units, you set them up again at the start, you can buy more of these or extra abilities and things. There's an event, I don't know if you can see over there, but there's an event deck, so events will come out that modify things, and you'll say you keep playing over 4 waves, or until you manage to defeat your opponent's base, then you win. So that's Cloudspire. Hopefully that's given you a decent overview. Thanks very much, Adam, for joining us. We'll see you next time.